What's going on, you guys? This is Isaac Eubank and Kevin Passman from the K&I Car Show. We're here doing a podcast today, you guys. A little bit different from our usual programming. We have these little short episodes where we talk about cars, a specific car each episode. And it's just a little quick, 10-minute episode, just doing a quick little, this is what the car is about. This is a little history from it, maybe where Kevin or whoever got it from and stuff like that. In this podcast, we're going to talk a little more about the episodes, all the episodes, what we're going to be doing in the future and what we've been doing in our life, and what's going on around us, stuff like that. So stick with us, stay tuned. Thank you guys for liking us so far and subscribing. If you haven't, do that. And welcome to the podcast. What's going on, Kevin? How you doing, bud?
Oh, good, man. I'm just looking at myself in the video. I look old as shit, but I guess it happens, right? But
It does, man. I'm feeling it. I'm starting to get light up top, and I don't want to go through the whole surgery thing. Plus, I probably couldn't afford it, so I'm gonna have to maybe start shaving my head here pretty soon, man.
this is good. Yeah, it's a good option. Yeah, it's very convenient. Although right now it's winter down here in New Zealand, so my head gets a little cold. That's the only thing, man. If I cover my head, I can walk out butt ass naked, man, and I'm fine as long as my head's covered, man.
I'm
cool, man.
I'm not looking forward to that. I'm also not looking forward to looking so dang white all the time. I mean, no offense, buddy, but everybody thinks I'm a skinhead, man, and it's not cool because I'm totally not,
I had that look too, man. I can't help it though. This is just how I look, I'm a bit of a lefty actually, but I get a certain look. But I also look like a guy who would carry a gun around, so people don't mess with me too much.
Yeah, no, man, this is the wrong environment to look the way that we do, man. Right
Yeah.
now, I'm down there. I'm trying to march, along with the protesters and stuff, and I'm up there, Black Lives Matter, and I'm trying to give support, man, and they're kind of looking at me like, I think you're at the wrong rally, brother.
I totally understand, man. I totally understand. You can't, but ironically, that's kind of what the fight is about. You can't really help what you look like,
100%, man.
It's just who
100%.
you are, man. But
Just who you are.
inside is what counts, man.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Did you watch that documentary on Netflix, The 13th?
No, man, I'm working too hard on these editing our videos, man. I'm learning it still as I go, so I'm a little slow with it. But
Yeah. Dude,
yeah,
you've been doing a great job, man, on all these episodes.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
Great job. It's like we came out the gate looking professional. We are learning as we go. It is baby steps, but it's just the way you've been handling it and editing these videos, man. It's been.
I'm getting better. I had a guy in Poland helping me out too. So if there's any with the graphics, if there was any kind of miscommunication, I blame the language barrier of the Polish guy. So.
Well, man, yeah, no, you've been doing a great job. Finish that one sentiment. Watch the 13th. It's good. It's always good to like kind of re-educate yourself. It's stuff we've lived through, but it's stuff that needs to be seen. Anyways, moving on. These episodes, man, we've covered a lot in these episodes. A lot of boats. We had a couple sexy cars. I'm not going to completely trash all the stuff that you've brought to the table, but yeah, the first one, the Mini. I love the Mini, man. It's really cool. It has a lot of character behind it. The Pontiac is cool. It's like the middle class guys Nova.
Yeah.
And the Bug. I love the Bug, man. I would Baja it out personally. You kind of lost me with the 46 Ford, man. All I see is Bonnie and Clyde, even though it's a total wrong year.
Yeah, it's from that basic era though. Yeah. It has that gangster kind of look,
It is, man.
Yeah.
It is. And then that little camper, man, the vintage Scotty. We have one in our backyard. My stepdaughter, she stays in it, and I love them, man. Those are that is a cool little camper. I'll give you that, man. That was a fun episode. What else did we cover? We covered the 53 Ford, the custom line.
I think that one's on the road now, being driven. So
the
get some video of that.
The stump going through the bumper. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
cool. I wouldn't exactly call it a rat rod. I think it needs a couple of chains added to
Yeah, I
it.
guess so. Yeah, rat rod, yeah, you'd be a little more decorative. I mean, those little touches we'll add as we drive it around. It's
Maybe
like,
cut
oh,
the doors off, you
yeah,
know,
yeah, we need
throw some
something.
spikes.
Yeah,
Yeah, it needs something, man. A little more Mad Max-ish.
yeah,
That 65 Chevy C30, it is what it is, man. It's a truck.
yeah.
you
It's
know,
it's cool though, but it's been in
it's
my family so
clean.
long. With
It's
my
clean.
grandfather bought it back in the '70s, and yeah, I
Yeah.
remember camping in that thing, man.
I can give you
Uh,
that. The nostalgia, with the nostalgia
hmm
and the way it's been taken care of, it's a pretty impressive truck, man. It is a pretty
Yeah,
impressive truck. Um, you took the cake though, man, with the 454 Corvette, man. That Stingray is so sexy. I mean,
it's
hourglass
a cool
shape.
car.
Yeah, hourglass shape. It oozes sex and speed. It's 100% what I think a car guy would be going after. You know what I'm saying? That's my kind of car. So
Yeah, and it is cool with the luggage rack. I didn't quite realize until after it was over that the luggage rack is to hold the T tops. It
I
just
know
makes
I
too much
saw that.
sense, man.
I saw that, and I was like, "Oh, that's duh." You know what I mean? Where else are you gonna put the T tops? You can't leave them
Yeah,
in your garage. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
yeah, no, that's that thing. I love that thing, man. I would make that my everyday driver. I mean, honestly, uh,
And that license plate on that thing, it's a bit suspect if you
it
look
is.
at it wrong.
It is. It
It
only has
has
one G. It
yeah,
only has it only has one G. But I am one of those those phonetic spellers and readers. So I did read it as one N word, man. But it's
yeah.
just Stinger.
It has to do with being a stinger, a stingray, or something
Yeah,
like
it's
that. It's a
Inger.
little off.
Inger. It's
And,
silly.
and also that word is not used here. People are confused by it. They don't even understand what it means exactly. So I don't think that there was no intent with that. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure, man. No, it's all good, man. I like it. What else? Give me a recap over some of the episodes, man. Let's go. Go over how you feel about some of these cars that we covered.
Like I said, it's great. It kind of I was at these places anyway, visiting family, or at my dad's house where my cars are,
Hmm.
and so it was really convenient to get a lot of footage there. I
Yeah,
need to. I'd like to get a little more footage of all the way around the car. I'm getting better at filming, and I have a much better camera and a gimbal, and I feel like Martin Scorsese or somebody. I'm getting it done, man. But yeah, I'd
yeah.
like to get a little more in depth with the driving and things like that. We'll do follow ups with
It's
these cars.
crazy. It's crazy the evolution, and how where things take you when you get into things like this. Like we were just a couple of comics. We met at open mics, and like what 4 years down the road, we started a car show together. And now
Yeah.
you're editing and filming and directing. It's like, did you ever think that you'd be doing anything like that?
I always kind of liked it, but I wasn't sure. I mean, it's no. The short answer is no.
We don't need the short answer, man. This is a podcast. We need to fill some time, man. What
But
I
the thing
mean,
is, I couldn't. I didn't know. I didn't have anybody to do it for me, so I had to do it myself. I have to learn it. It was like, and not only that, even if I did have somebody to do it for me, I wanted control of it.
you want to
Because
understand what's going on. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Like the,
No,
the the stump and the bumper is cool, man.
yeah,
If I
yeah,
hired somebody to film this thing, he might skip that part. It's like, oh, that looks rad. No, I want the stump and the bumper, man. We
yeah,
need that.
yeah. 100%. No, man, you've done a killer job. Do you see like yourself producing more videos beyond these car shows?
Yeah, I don't see why not, man. I love it. Comedy sketches and things like that. I thought about doing a show, and I don't think this would ever make it, but a show of like cops,
Hmm.
but show the other side, show the ones that got away, because they never show the ones that get away, right?
You
I'm
can
sure they hide that footage.
you can do it in sketch
Uh,
form. That would be funny. You can totally do it in sketch form. You just need a
I
few.
don't know. There's footage out there of guys who got away when they're driving or running or something like that, man. I don't know. If we're gonna be honest and show all sides, let's show it, man. You know,
Uh huh.
that's I don't know. Maybe it's a bad idea, but since I'm overseas now, I'm a little bit out of reach of the authorities over there. So yeah.
Yeah. That's why I say do it in sketch form, man. You can pull it off. You got enough people over there that aren't doing much. You know what I'm saying? That are just hitting up open mics and working at coffee shops. I'm sure they've got enough time to.
Yeah, I don't know if they would understand the motivation of running from cops over here, though. They don't have to do it. So,
They don't understand the
cops.
motivation if it's a sketch you're directing. You know what I mean? They don't have to understand what they're doing. You just say jump and they say how high. That's it. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah. I need more fear in the eyes, fear of death. Please show me, show me.
There
You
you
know,
go.
at least
Exactly.
pretend the guy has a gun. You know, because the cops don't even have guns here. So
Right. I'm not paying you guys in tea and crumpets to for this shitty acting or whatever the fuck
that
you
would
guys eat
probably
over there.
motivate them actually. Tea
Oh,
and crumpets.
tea and crumpets, man. I'll tell you what, dude. I got fat off of eating the cookies over there. All the what do they have? They have what are some of the
They call them
cookies?
biscuits, man.
Yeah, what are some of the biscuits that we had over there, love? Tell me some names of biscuits, really quick.
Oh,
Tim Tams. That's
Tim
one.
Tams. Yeah, I don't
Oh
know.
my
Yeah,
god, dude, those are so good. You can get Tim Tams here at HEB. What are the other ones? Afghans. Those are all right.
Afghans is
Yeah. There's some other chocolate ones. The big puff, mallow puffs.
Mallow
Those are
Puffs.
the
Yeah, there's
ones.
one. Yeah, they have silly names, but yeah,
Oh my god,
they're
they're like
normally like the same ones we have over there, just by different names somehow. You know?
yeah. Yeah. Well, no, I can't find mallow puffs or anything like mallow puffs over here. I found Tim Tams, but they are Tim Tams, so it's not anything like them. I found them.
Mhm.
American candies and stuff and cookies and stuff like that are not the same, at all. It's
No.
more processed, it's a lot cheaper.
Yeah, the
It's not,
chemicals in them and stuff like that
yeah, not
too,
as
man.
good at all, at all. I can get super fat over in New Zealand eating those sweets, man. So,
I've lost weight since I've been here, though, man.
well, you
It's
don't eat a bunch of sweets though. You're pretty healthy with your eating. I'm the snacker, you know.
I like different stuff. We got stuff here, man. I eat it, but I don't know. I think it's the chemical content, the additives and stuff that they put
Yeah,
in
there's
the
a lot more
states.
preservatives
This the
over here.
regular everyday food, not even just the snacks. You know, it's like you look at the ingredients and it looks like something you from a meth lab or something somebody put together. You know, it's like
Yeah,
there's
for
no way this
sure,
can be healthy, right?
for sure.
I
I'm
blame that
losing.
for my hair loss and my
Oh man,
sedentary lifestyle. You know, I
it's
got
a
to
healthier lifestyle where you walk everywhere you go. You know what I mean?
yeah.
You don't have to drive everywhere. They have a lot more fresh, just fresh food, like little mom and pop little places you can go, hamburger places or just whatever, man, little cafes and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Uh,
and the walking, man, you can walk day or night here in the city in Auckland. There's about 2 million people in the metro area here. It's a good big sized city, but I walk day or night, man, anywhere, any neighborhood. I see women walking by themselves and stuff, man. It's fantastic, you know.
yeah, yeah.
I'm so used to somebody popping out with a gun or somebody on the streets trying to con you or
I know, man. Living
hit
in
you up for
Melbourne, you got to
something.
be careful.
Yeah,
And then going from that to living in New Zealand, it's a big, huge culture shock. People probably think you're crazy, you're always looking over your shoulder. It takes a minute to calm down. I
yeah.
definitely suffer from a little bit of PTSD from living over here in America.
Yeah, it'll do it to you, man. Once you've had a few guns in your face and stuff, and and not only that, the people here in general are really cool and laid back. And I think there are no large predators here. I know this for sure. There are no big cats. There's no bears. There's
Yeah,
nothing here. So I think they evolved without that kind of fear. You know,
yeah,
I think the people evolved because they're not used to like a bear or a tiger or something chasing them down. You know, so they evolved like that. So they're like like the damn kiwi bouncing around with no predators. You know, it's like
Just
it's
happy-go-lucky.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
dude, I think we're giving up too many secrets of New Zealand. I think we need to keep this shit a little more tight-lipped, man. I'm telling you, we don't want to spoil it by having a bunch of people move there. You know what I mean? It's like
Oh
I'm
yeah,
just
yeah. It's awful here, man. No, nobody should come here. It's no. It's a these bastards. Especially if you're American, they shut you out of everything, man. They hate you. They don't. Yeah, they curse you out in language you don't even understand. Call
absolutely.
you all kind of weird shit that sounds British.
Australia's probably a better alternative. So
Oh yeah, go to Australia,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Yeah, much more laid back and beautiful scenery and no there are no dangerous animals there either. So going
None
over there,
whatsoever. You can walk around barefoot day or night. It's
yeah, no
it's
problem, no
completely
problem.
yeah, paradise. Man, so what are we looking at in the future as far as cars and stuff like that, man? Are we gonna
Oh
stay
man, I got some
sexy or
stuff. I got something that is a Jag, man. But it's not just a typical Jag. It's an XJ 220. It's
mm,
in the neighborhood here. It's a very rare car. It doesn't look like a typical Jaguar. It looks like it's a supercar. It looks
oh
more like a
wow.
McLaren or somewhat of a Lamborghini or something like that. It's extremely rare. So
Wow.
it's here in the neighborhood. I'm going to get some footage of that and see if we can take it for a ride.
I'm excited
When
about
it
that.
came out in the early '90s, and it was a big chunk of change at the time, hundreds of thousands of dollars in the early '90s. But it
Oh
was
wow.
supposed to be a V12 all-wheel drive car, right? So people put their deposits down, and then they realized they couldn't put that kind of package together. So they made it a V6 with like a supercharger and a
Mhm.
two-wheel drive, and people were like, "Oh, this is shit." But it came out better, man, because it's super fast. It's very
Right.
rare, but those that factor of it being no, not many were sold. So, but now they're highly collectible. They're really close by here. The same place has a Citroen SM, which is a Citroen French car with a Maserati engine.
Mhm.
That an Italian French hybrid. That's my kind of hybrid. I'm not worried about electric gas. That's the kind of hybrid I like. A crossover from French and Italian, man.
Yeah. Now, don't you live around the corner from the auto museum over there in Auckland?
There's it's a motoring history or something of New Zealand. I need to actually haven't been over there. I walk by it
It might be a good idea to
almost
check that
every
out.
day, man. There's one of the best down around Wellington. There's one of the best museums in the world, car museums, and we're gonna go down there and check that out. But
Cool, cool. Yeah. You said McLaren. Is that the New Zealand made vehicle? Which one's
uh,
New Zealand made?
it's not New Zealand made, but it's named after a New Zealand race car driver, Bruce McLaren.
Where's the New Zealand made one? What's the
They
there's the Aussie one, isn't there? It's
oh
McLaren,
there's
isn't it?
no. McLaren, I think is it's built in the UK, I think, but
Is it
it's
Kiwi?
the name McLaren is from Bruce McLaren is a New Zealand race
Is it
driver
Kiwi?
who started to develop race cars and better ways, better performance and different designs and stuff like that. And he died very young,
Huh.
early 30s, I think, in a wreck in a race accident.
There's a
So,
Kiwi
but
made one that Israel Adesanya drives. It's fucking dope, dude.
I don't know. I'd have to research that one, man.
Yeah, and you need to see
You
if you
tell
can.
me. You're telling the story, man. Tell it.
I'm just saying, man. He has. It's just. I think it's a McLaren, man. I think he said it's Kiwi made. It looks like a Japanese animation character to him. That's why he bought it, and he tools around all over Auckland with it, man. So you might want to hit him up and see if you can get an interview. I know you have that connect with that one guy that films all the MMA stuff over there.
Yeah, and not only that, the Kiwis here, man. Anybody who's a celebrity and stuff like that, they're really cool and laid back. You can approach them, and you see them around town. I see these
Yeah.
guys, the guys from like Flight of the Concords.
Mm-hmm.
and Reese Darby, who was in Flight of the Conchords. He's in a lot of big movies and stuff now.
Mm-hmm.
These celebrities here are really really cool, man. They're just kind of just part of the community and so approachable, man.
Yeah.
Let me see what kind of car he has here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Google that.
trying googling it, man.
Man,
It
I like the cars. I like seeing the classics, but I keep liking the different car pages and stuff like that on Instagram and TikTok and stuff like that, and on
yeah,
YouTube.
I'm sorry,
And I'm
it's a McLaren
yeah,
720S Spider. They have one here in the neighborhood, man.
dude,
They have
might be him.
they have a guy in the neighborhood actually has one of those.
You sure it's not
So
him? Auckland's not that big.
the guy looked pretty white inside the car. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah, I
that's
doubt
his
it.
maybe that's his assistant or chauffeur or something. I don't know. But if you
Right,
had a car like that, why would you need a chauffeur?
right.
But
No, that car's
I'll
sick.
just go film that one and tell everybody it's his. Don't worry
Right.
about it, man.
We've been filming, like I said, some cool classic cars and stuff like that. The Corvette is really sexy, but it's still kind of a class. It's still a classic. Um, I would love to see some sexy cars. I've been checking out all these different pages, and they are all like sexy, modern, just killer, just street racers and all kinds of just different kind of cars, man. I'd love to get into a couple of those, just to kind of give people a different look. You know what I'm saying? I know we're a
Yeah,
couple of
and
old guys, man, but we don't got to be a couple of old guys all the time. You know what I mean?
I'm going out and making connections now. We our restrictions are lifted here with the COVID-19. We have one case,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm able to get out now and actually and film these cars and talk to these people. And I know a guy uh, just down the road here. He has a beautiful Ferrari. Uh, I went on the pork pie run, the mini run with him. He has a shitload of Mini Coopers too. He has other cars. I honestly, I think the guy has a couple of hundred cars,
Nice,
and the nicest guy, man.
nice.
Um, actually, I've got a. He gave me a bottle of champagne, autographed by this guy Scott Dixon, who is I think his name's Scott Dixon. Anyway, he's a big New Zealand Kiwi racer, but
Cool,
he's a
cool.
nice guy, and yeah, we'll take his cars out, man. And I can't remember which Ferrari he has, but we're gonna do it, man.
I would love to see it, man. I would love to see it. Just yeah, that would be cool if we can go down that angle. Just I want to give people different looks. Maybe we get some kids actually watching. I feel like all we got is a bunch of old white dudes that like us, which is hey, I love you guys. Thanks for following. Thanks for the support. I'm not knocking you, but
It's our demographic, man.
I know, man, but I mean, I want to take over the world. You know what I'm saying? And when they see K&I Car Show, man, I want it to be one of those staples, where they're like, oh, that's where you go to see cool cars, man. The K&I Car Show. That guy Kevin kind of knows what he's talking about, man. Our guy Isaac, though, he's helpless.
And get out, man. Just get out and talk to people, learn, and well, I mean,
Well, we
you
can't
gotta.
get out. You guys had one case. We've had over 100,000. You know what I'm saying? And we're going up. The shit's spiking. You know what I'm saying? So it's not going to get any better anytime soon. I haven't left my house except for one time, dude. I went and I joined the protest, the BLM protest out here in Katy. But that was it. That was it. I haven't. I take that back. I went out this morning. I got donuts for the kids. But I was the only person in the donut shop. Me and
Yeah.
the and the donut lady. So uh, I don't know,
I've
man.
got yeah, I'm gonna go down to the South Island. I got a friend who's got a Lotus Cortina.
Mhm.
It's a little race built purpose. It was built for race purposes in the '60s. It's a really cool. It's Ford Cortina, but with a Lotus engine and a Lotus suspension.
Mm.
It was great. It's a cool car, and it was the same car used in the Great Train Robbery in the UK. So we're gonna take a ride in that. He's a really
Oh,
cool guy. I met him on the pork pie run too. But there's another. It's actually another Mini Cooper down there, but it's a race car. I broke the land speed record in Utah on the Salt
mhm.
Flats. It's been on Jay Leno's garage, but we're gonna cover that one too. They a couple of guys who just engine builders down there. They took this Mini and made it put shitloads of horsepower in it, and then drove it as fast as they could on the Salt Flats. And it's a really cool. You talk about racer, and it's
Are
as
there
fast as they get with their category. Yeah,
are there tracks out there in New Zealand?
yeah. There's some tracks. Highland Park Motorsports Park, and on South Island. I've taken a few drives around there in a high powered Mustang.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, I had
Do
a
they, do
I
they
had
hold
a
events
professional
there and stuff like
driver.
that? I mean, can we see some events or?
We've got some events coming up. There some were postponed with this COVID-19 stuff, but actually in the summer, which will be November here, we've
Mhm.
got something called the Beach Hop. The Beach Hop is a really cool. It's going to be, I think there are about 1,000 cars in it, 1950s American cars. It's out here on this place called the Coromandel, which is fantastically beautiful, man. But I'll be looking at the scenery and then turning and look at the cars, look at the scenery, and
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
It's
yeah. We're going to cover that. Maybe see if we can be a sponsor of it and be a big part of that. It's really cool. The Mongolian Rally. We're driving like a 1,000 cc car or lower through Mongolia. It has to be a really budget car. There are rules for it. It's basically a car that is completely unfit to drive across Mongolia in. Is basically the rules. And you go and you don't really bring any tools. You don't bring any extra anything, and you just go and you rely on the kindness of the people in Mongolia and the people that you're cruising with to just kind of improvise and help each other out, man.
okay. Cool deal. Can you still hear me over there? I think you can. I shut my laptop over here like an asshole.
I see it. Yeah, I see it registering, man.
All right, cool, cool, cool. We're good. Well, that
It's
sounds
great.
like
We got our
fun, man. Now this is the thing that I'd be worried about doing some kind of run across country like that is the food, man. Are you guys going to be stopping and eating in nice restaurants? Are you going to be hitting up little food stands in the markets and stuff like that, or is it going to be catered? You know, you're gonna be eating out of hotels, what kind of shit like that?
no you in those countries like that, those less developed countries. There's always some kind of roadside place to stop in, and they cook it fresh on a campfire or something like that, or open flame somewhere. Somebody with a cart. There's somebody.
Like a
They
market? Yeah,
hustle
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. That's
And
cool, man.
I've actually been in places like that and stopped, and there was nowhere to eat. So
Mhm.
I went in somebody's house. They invited me into their house and cooked for me.
That'd
And
be
then I
fun.
gave them a few dollars after that, or whatever their currency was, And so there's always options, man.
Yeah. Wow, man. Um,
I hear the rain coming, man. Can you hear it on there?
no, the
Okay.
rain.
Yeah, it's raining here, man.
Oh no, no, I can't hear shit but you talking, man. Um, wow, man. No, I'm such a fatty man. That's what I'm always thinking about is food and when's my next meal.
Food,
When's
yeah.
my next meal coming from?
Yeah.
I love cars and I love racing and all that, but that's all I'd be thinking about the whole time.
I
Is like,
think they call that the munchies, man.
yeah, it probably is what it is, man. Oh man.
I'm glad
Um,
we got our. I think we got our sound right this time, though. You never know,
can,
people listening on earphones and stuff like that. You can hear all kinds of stuff, man.
Yeah, I can't. Personally, all I can hear is you. I can see you registering and I can see me registering. I got kind of worried because I shut it for about 30 seconds, maybe. So there's going to be a little lull, but not too big. You're going to get to edit this. We're not even done. We're just getting into it, man.
Yeah,
Um,
I was
so,
watching something last night on YouTube, and I was watching Unsolved Mysteries. I'm just going to
mhm.
tell it. I love the show, but Robert Stack. I was listening to it with my earbuds in, and I swear to God, I could hear him fart. I swear to you, man. And to hear Robert Stack fart is like really weird. It's like it's he's so suave and cool, and then you hear that slip out. It's like, oh my
It's
god,
very unsettling. Yeah,
yeah.
there's a compilation of Larry King farting during interviews, man. He just doesn't care. He's so old, he doesn't even care anymore, man. It's pretty funny. Uh, yeah, there's those and him messing up words. Uh, but
Have you ever
yeah,
seen the farting preacher, man?
no, I haven't seen the farting preacher.
Oh yeah, yeah, right. What's his name? Robert Tilton. Oh, he's such a scam artist, man.
They're all scam artists, man. I was raised in the church, and I always remember sitting there just watching the preacher and just trying to figure out, like, okay, like, all right, he's got, X amount of people, and they're given 10% of their income. So he's pulling this X amount. I was always doing the math, doing the math, doing the math. And I never ever got sucked into it, man. It's such a scam.
My grandfather on my mom's side was old school Pentecostal preacher, man.
Uh huh.
He was born in 1910, so he was like by the time I came along, he was in his 60s,
Yeah.
and by the time I remember him preaching, he was in his 70s. Man, he would get up there and he would put on a show. He was a showman, man.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
he put on a show, man. It was
That's
something to see.
exactly what I got out of it. It was more like it was a show, and he was getting, he was just getting paid for getting up there and doing it. Then I started watching stand up, and I was like, oh, this is kind of like the same thing. But stand up was so much funnier that I just went with that in that direction, and went away from church completely, man. But I used to be into it. I would sit with my grandma, and we'd watch Kenneth Copeland, and all those old school evangelists and preachers, man. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it's kind of like Sam Kinison, man. He would. That's where he got his stage presence from when he was.
when he was a
He
preacher,
grew up in the church and was preaching, and his pace and everything, and his
yeah,
inflections and all that. You know.
dude, I haven't been on stage uh since this COVID shit happened, man. I've been on stage forever. That muscle is, I think, completely gone now. I don't
What's
know what
good
I
is
would.
what's good is nobody else has been on stage, so we're all gonna suck.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what I would even say. There are still a few online rooms, and I was thinking about maybe doing that, but then I was like, well, we're doing this freaking podcast, and that's like 45 minutes of talking. I think if we get used to doing this, it might, get those muscles working again. Just
Yeah, and the online thing, it's just I've seen a few. It just doesn't.
it doesn't feel
It's
the
not the
same.
same.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. I didn't think it would. I didn't think it would. Um, Man, I hope these restrictions let up, man, because I really honestly only like going out when you're in town. It's pretty boring when when you're not in town, man. I just sit there by myself. I'll go up, I'll say my jokes, and then I get the hell out of there. I never hang out. Never hang out.
We need to go back. Yeah, when this lets up, go take a road trip, man. We need
Yeah, for
to
sure.
go all the way. We need to go into Louisiana and do some gigs over that way, and then I know some old barn finds there, man. I know where they are. When I say a barn find, I mean they haven't been found yet. I know where they are, man. I know
Oh
a guy who's
wow.
got a 1960s electrical Harley Davidson, beautiful blue and white paint job with it's a metallic paint job, and I think he bought it new. If he didn't buy it new, he bought it a year or two after. It's like
Wow.
1963,
Yeah.
and it's been sitting in his barn. Every 10 years or so, he'll take it out, clean it up, and ride it around. And he's getting too old to ride it around now, man. But I'll go show you that it's extremely original. It's beautiful. It's probably got a beautiful coat of dust on it right now. So
I would love it, man.
yeah,
No, I would love it, man. Yeah, that would be fun, man. I definitely would love to go do that. Do some barn finds, do a couple of rooms. I think I'm gonna try and get a room out here, just a weekly a mic, and just run it, and that way I can kind of stretch my legs and stay active,
yeah.
without having to go in town. I'm getting old, man. A little old for these midnight mics. All these kids running these midnight mics out here. There's no grandpa mics, no 7 o'clock mics. I need I need them early evening mics, man, not them 1 o'clock in the morning mics.
Yeah.
And only like 20 comics can get on it. So you go there at midnight, drive all the way downtown, and you might not even get on the damn list. They only let 20 people go on the list.
That's still a lot of people, though, man. They don't have here. They don't have that kind of list. They top it at maybe 8 is the most, which makes for a better show, I think.
It,
But
it might, but I mean, like you still. How many comics? There's how many comics do you think are in Auckland? Like, do
I
you guys
don't know, maybe 100.
maybe 100?
I
So
guess. Yeah.
so yeah, like a rotating list of 20 wouldn't be bad, man.
Yeah.
Uh, I would love to freaking run a room in Auckland. You had that one room for a little while, and then
Yeah. Then
COVID
I got
hit.
deported.
Then you
Yes.
got that's right, you got deported.
Yeah, I had to turn it over to somebody who actually has done an excellent job with it, man. But it started out great too, though. Beautiful place. Floatston Paradise is a really cool upstairs room, a little intimate room.
I
That's
remember I did a show there with you.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
and
it was fun.
it's a really cool. It's a weekly show now, and yeah, and that was my intent to turn it over to somebody else anyway,
Hmm.
to get something started, and then start another room somewhere else, turn it over to somebody else, and try to get it built up to where we have it in the states. Like a Houston or Austin or New Orleans,
Hmm.
some 2-3 mics a night that
Hmm.
you in 7 days a week that you can go hit up, because they only have a few here, and I think there's a lot of room for growth
Absolutely. I mean,
here.
like
Yeah.
when I was there, it was like you can get on maybe like one mic a month, maybe two mics or something like that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I mean, I've actually flown down to like Queenstown in South Island to do a mic.
yeah.
So yeah, you got to go, man. You got to go a long way. I mean, I'm not complaining about going to Queenstown. It's one of the most beautiful places in the world, but it's still a long way to go.
Hmm.
To do a mic. But in Australia, like 3 hours away. You could fly over to Australia and hit up about a week or two and really do a lot. You can
Mm.
do a lot of shows, but then again, you have to fly across the ocean to get to it, though, man.
Yeah. 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 Well, shit, man. Um, so you're just pretty much waiting for the restrictions, and then once the restrictions let up, you're gonna head back over here.
Yeah, I can actually go back to the States now, but I can't return. That's the problem.
Oh,
If I leave, they won't allow me back in. Although they're actually, I think I need to get a job on this Avatar movie they're shooting over here, because they're letting those guys fly back and forth from
really?
Los Angeles, man. So yeah, I'm gonna try to get on there, man.
When do you
So
think
I
they're
can.
gonna be letting up?
I think it has to do with vaccines and all that, and well, they're opening up with Australia now and some of the island nations here,
Hmm.
because of their numbers are lower. They're close by, but places with a higher case number, like the states and all that, they're going to have restrictions. It's going to go by country. So I don't know. Depends on if a vaccine comes along, or if the it kind of cycles out and people and the numbers go down. I don't know, man. What I'm
Hmm.
basically saying is I have no idea.
But as soon as they let up, um, well, man, that's cool, man. Well, shit, man. I think we've covered mostly everything. Um, we just wanted to do a podcast just to do a little bit longer form or stretch our legs out, and just just talk to you guys a bit. You guys have been doing great on interacting with us and talking to us on Facebook. Please keep that up. Let us know some stuff you want to hear about. If you want to hear about any particular car Kevin has or any particular episode we've ran, we'd love to talk to you guys about it. If you guys want to see a certain car or anything, let us know and we'll do an episode on it. It's all about you guys and just bringing the entertainment and having fun together. So let us know. Thanks for subscribing. Keep subscribing. Tell friends. You can like us on Twitter. Actually, no, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Anything else you want to add, Kevin?
Yeah, the subscribe button is like right down in this corner or this corner. It's one of those corners right there, man. Just scroll over there, click subscribe and the like button, and yeah, thanks, man, for everything. We've gotten well over 10,000 views. It's been, and we're just getting started. I know that's a minute amount when it's compared to all the channels out there, but we're basically just getting started. We're going to expand, do the Sunday podcast. We're going to cover any cars you guys want to cover. I can find one. I can normally find one. And I can travel to it to get it. Whatever you want to cover. And if you like us, comment. If you don't like us, uh, comment too, man. Shit talk. I
Yeah.
I'm not a. I mean, I'm not a car expert, like I said always, but I'm just I know more than Isaac. That's all. So I look like an expert to him. But
Absolutely.
I get shit wrong. Comment, man. Call me out on it, man.
Call them
We can
out.
debate
And
it, or yeah,
hey, get a T-shirt. Join the gang. Be part of the gang. Get a T-shirt, man. Hit
yeah.
it up. We've got black ones, white ones, hoodies, all that. So check it out. All right, you guys. Thanks for tuning in. This has been the K&I Podcast. Peace.